Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am just on my way down to Bristol train station to get the train to Bath to run all the way back to Bristol again. So today it is my longest run of my marathon training program. I've done 13 weeks out of my 16 weeks so far, and today I'm running 32 kilometers. I'm splitting it up slightly because obviously I've got to run to the train station, get a 15-minute train and then run back. But the majority of it, 30 kilometers, will be on that cycle path on the way back, and I am quite scared because it's a long old way. If I get through this, I think I can get through 42k, which 13 weeks ago, even 10 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, was not a given. So yeah, let's get it done. In Bath and just set off along, well, currently the river path and then the Bath to Bristol cycle path. It's a nice day for running today, a little bit overcast, not too cold, not too warm. Fingers crossed for a similar day in Paris, although I would quite like a little bit more sunshine than this. I've never been along this bit before because quite often I do this route in the other direction and then get lost as soon as I come into Bath because I don't really know it very well. And thank goodness I didn't choose to do this tomorrow. Didn't realise it's the Bath half. So all of this would have been shut, it would have been a bit chaotic. And I think I would have just had to get the train all the way back to Bristol again, which would have been quite annoying. But as it stands, I've got 30.5 kilometres to go. Let's get it. On today's run, I'm listening to an audiobook that I've been meaning to read the book for years. It's called The Salt Path, and I'm sure many of you will have read it, or at least heard of it. It's about a couple who lose absolutely everything and decide to walk the Southwest Coast Path, which of course is where I spent all of lockdown, a lot of my childhood, and still continue to run there regularly. I absolutely love it. I'm only a few chapters in at the moment. It is thoroughly depressing, but it's so well written and I'm excited to hear the rest of it. 5 kilometers in. I just find it amazing how quickly kilometers go by when you're doing a really long run compared to if you're just going out for like 5 or 6k. They seem to just drag on forever. But because I know I'm going to be out all morning, yeah, 5k feels pretty minimal, and it is compared to the whole way that I have to go. I'm going to eat my first bit of food at 40 minutes in or so. I've got a new little piece of nutrition today. It is wrapped in plastic packaging, which, as a lot of you guys know, I try to avoid. But they're a B Corp, and the food itself is like a byproduct of, I think, the beer industry and a few other industries. So it's food that would just go to waste anyway. So I'll talk a bit more about that when I get to it. It's slightly weird flavoured as well. I'm not sure how it's going to go down, but TBC. I'm not trying for any particular pace on this run. I am trying to go by heart rate, so basically keeping it under 155, which for me is midway through zone 2. But every time I talk to the camera, it shoots up to like 170, so it makes it kind of, on my heart rate graph, look a little bit like intervals, which is definitely not, because I'm just plodding along. But something I have found recently is that my, 169 is ridiculous, is that my my average pace for that middle of zone 2 sort of heart rate is about 30 seconds per kilometre faster than it was just a few weeks ago. And I think for me that's not necessarily just fitness gains, but slight recovery from EBV, which is really nice to see. I know that the marathon itself is going to be slow because my training paces are considerably slower than they were last time I did a road marathon. It's not going to be quick, but actually, as I said all those weeks ago, if I can even get to the start line, it will be a huge victory for me. So that's still the goal. I've taken my headphones out because it appears very spring-like today. I love it. Overhead we've got a great tit. Over there we've got a buzzard soaring overhead. Behind me I've got a woodpecker, in there a wren and a robin as well. And I don't know, I love listening to audiobooks, but I do think that, well, in fact I know there's special benefits you get from just being in nature, you know, not distracting yourself, but actually just sitting in it. I realise I'm running through it, but I think listening to it, smelling it, looking at it, just basically using all your senses is essentially a form of mindfulness. And you know, it can be really tempting to distract yourself, especially when you're on a really long run. And you know, this isn't the most beautiful part of the UK or the most beautiful run I've ever been on, but there's still something special about sort of paying attention to your surroundings. So for now, I'm going to keep the headphones out, listen to what's going on, try and hear all the birds. Recently I went to an event at a rewilding site called Heel Rewilding, just in Somerset, only an hour away from where I live, and they had this sort of nighttime soundscape that basically played all the noises of all the birds and other animals that would have been there through the years, including things that are still there. But it basically reminded us of all the sounds that we should be hearing in nature that are just no longer there or really heard very infrequently, and how much we need to protect that. So yeah, they're doing a great job over there. They've only got the site for a year, so it's only just starting out, but I'm excited to see the difference it will make. Anyway, thought that was quite interesting, and now I'm just going to listen to what's around here. It's a nice little wildlife corridor, this. I just met some lovely gals doing the route the other way around, got 35k to go. So they're doing, well, one of them is training for London Marathon and she's got her friend there cycling with her, which is so nice to see. I just made them take a picture of me on the tracks, which are right there. Lovely piece of history. So if you're watching this, good luck. Good luck with your training and good luck with the marathon, and to everyone else training as well. Good luck, I hope it's going well for you. I am 12 kilometers in, not quite halfway yet, still got a ways to go, but just keeping on plodding on, and I'm about to have my second food of the run. I'm surprisingly hungry today actually, I don't know why, but yeah, I'm gonna listen to that and eat my new random, I think it's sweet potato and butternut squash flavoured, looks like baby food, but I'm quite excited for it. Okay, so we're on to the knack. Can someone please tell me how to pronounce that? It is an energy puree that is, yeah, sweet potatoes and butternut squash, which is interesting. It looks like baby food. Maybe it is. It says it's sustained energy. It has a little bit of protein in it as well. I think it's for ultra marathons, but I'm always interested in trying out new food, and I'll be doing this marathon at about an ultra marathon pace. So yeah, I'll tell you how it goes. It's not bad. It's a bit weird. I kind of expect it to be sweet, like apple puree, but it's not. Kind of tastes like vegetable crisps, which, to be fair, I absolutely love. And when you're running a really long way, you can sometimes get bored of really sweet things. So yeah, I quite like that. We'll see how it manages with the old gut, but so far so good. And I love that it's got a replaceable lid as well. Unlike gels, you know, obviously gels just go everywhere if you try and put them back in your bag, whereas this, I can have half of it and then the other half later. But I'm actually so hungry, I'm gonna have all of it now. Made it to the first coffee stop, 15.2k in, and I'm getting a blister. So I'm just gonna sort that out now and then be on my way. I've just reached the point that I turned around on during my half marathon, coming from Bristol out that way, the opposite way to where I'm going, which means I've got half marathon to go, which will be about right. Might have to do some wiggling around Bristol a little bit, but yeah, this is good. This is going okay so far. I'm definitely tired today, but it's not surprising. I've done a decent amount of running this week and a huge amount of other stuff. I also had, do you remember I was speaking about that talk slash presentation that I was doing for a charity? Well, I did that on Thursday night. It was terrifying, but also really great. And I've had some amazing feedback from it, which is so nice because it's really difficult being vulnerable. You know, I'm so used to being pretty cheery and happy and generally positive, especially on social media. And my talk wasn't all of that. I mean, there was a lot of positivity in there, but overall, it's not a very happy story. So it was quite difficult being vulnerable and sharing my true emotions about certain things. But I think that's important. And as I said in the talk, feeling the feelings that you have, I think is an important step to moving past them. And for me, moving on to what was next, which is Paris Marathon, which is the next step in my story. But yeah, anyway, it went really well. So thank you if you were there for all of your support. Another day, another worm rescue. There we go. Just under half a marathon in and I've reached Fish Ponds. And last time I was here, I said I would treat myself to a coffee at the coffee van. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm very excited. I also need to find a bathroom. Whew. I am quite tired. My legs are tired. I've got a little tiny niggle on the inside of my right ankle. It's a new one, which is exciting. I usually get the same old niggles again and again. So new niggle is fun. I'm just gonna rest a little bit, grab some coffee, find a bathroom, and then continue on home. Just 10 more kilometers to go. Right, we've got ourselves a flat white. This is not what I would usually do mid-training run, but A, I'm exhausted today, and B, I've said that I've wanted to go to that cafe stand for ages. Was that B? C, I really need the loo, so I have to stop here anyway. And D, what was D? Oh yeah, they have biodegradable cups, and I want to encourage coffee vans to have completely biodegradable cups. So I'm all for supporting local, and that is all of my excuses. Well, I've had a bit more of a break than I was hoping for. Ooh. Oh yeah, that was good. Struggling today, struggling a little bit more than I would like. Not sure why. I mean, I have been feeling much better with my EBV recently, but every so often on random days it comes back to bite me in the ass, and it is annoying. The fact that I feel normal more often than not, aside from having to nap every day, means that when I do feel abnormal, I find it really frustrating. But I think today is one of those abnormal days, and my heart rate's a little bit higher than usual, and I don't know, I just feel a bit tired. But I guess that's what training's for. It's just frustrating sometimes, you know, when you think you're getting better and then bam, it hits you and you suddenly feel exhausted again. But that's life. 'Tis what 'tis. Just over 10 kilometers to go. No, just under 10 kilometers to go. So I've got this. I know I can do it. It's just, it's not as fun as I was hoping. I always like my runs to be fun. I might stick on some crazy playlist and cheer myself up a little bit. And that coffee should kick in soon as well, so that will definitely help. We've moved on to my emergency playlist for the final 5k of any run, which is Get It Girl, and has a lot of songs that a lot of you might think are highly questionable. We got some Mika, we got Queen, we got S Club 7, the Tintings, the Beach Boys, all the feel-good stuff. 24k in, 6k to go. Let's get it! In the centre of Bristol. Oh, I would have usually gone straight home from the train station, but unfortunately slightly misjudged and have a little bit further to go. So I'm going to the harbour side, gonna run around a little bit, and then I'm gonna head home because God knows I need to sit down. It is also Super Saturday today, which means a lot of rugby on. So I shall be spending the rest of the day on the sofa, which I'm very excited about. But for now, a lot of Mika is getting me through. It's so good. Back at the chocolate path, just 2 kilometers to go. Let's get it. Boy, I'm tired. 29.27k. I've hit a hill and I just simply cannot run up it. My legs have lost all power. They were good until 26 and then they just started struggling a little bit. It's also that psychological aspect of knowing that I'm near the end. But I'm gonna do it. Just gonna get to the top of this little hill and run all the way to the finish line. Myself. This makes me so happy. I did not think 13 weeks ago that I would ever get to this point. I'm so happy. Yeehaw! Another fastest half. Since I got this watch, not in general. 30.4 kilometers done, just over 32.5k. if I count the run down to the train station. Whew! Ugh, Christ. That last bit, I just got bored of being out, so I just decided to screw trying to keep a low heart rate and just plod on. But it does mean that I'm gonna be a lot tireder this afternoon than I bargained for. But that's okay, I got it done and I'm so happy with myself. That's given me 77 hours of recovery, which is outrageous, but at least it says I'm productive, which is nice. It makes a nice change from unproductive or detraining or maintaining, which is what I've had all week. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this vlog. Don't know if I made any sense throughout it. You know when you run and your brain just turns to mush? Well, that's what happens to me. So sometimes it's difficult to form coherent sentences. But that is me finished for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck to all of you out there doing your long run training as well for your marathons. Do let me know what you're up to, where you're at with your long runs, how you're finding it all. It's very nice not to feel alone in all of this. Keep me updated. And if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next week with more running content. And until then, happy training. Thanks again for watching. Bye! Tia, this is from the nice man at the coffee shop, okay? There you go. Enjoy!